Hello, boys and girls. I'm so happy you're here. Thanks for finding me. I am so excited to show you a new book that I wrote. It has lovely pictures, fantastic story, and I can't wait to share it with you. I hope everything is going well. Are you ready to begin? Let's do it. Theseus Ship, The Boat That Changed by Miss Bailey. For everyone who's ever changed and wondered if they are still the same, continue weathering the storms. Once upon a time, there was a man named Theseus. Theseus loved watching boats go on adventures at the harbor. One day, he decided to build his own ship so he too could go on great adventures. Theseus' ship was almost perfect. He would just need to sign his name so everyone would know it was his. Shortly after his ship was done, Theseus got a call that some cargo needed to be delivered across the sea. His crew loaded up the lumber, canvas, and barrels quickly. Theseus looked at his map to find the safest way to get to their delivery destination. When they were ready, Theseus and his crew set sail. They waved to the other sailors on his way out of the bay. He grabbed a hold of the wheel and their adventure began. Everything was looking just right for a great adventure. "Captain, there is a sharp rock ahead," shouted a crewmate. Theseus tried to steer around the jagged rock, but it was too late. Theseus' ship crashed right into the sharp, jagged rock, and it ripped a large hole in the hull. Wood splintered everywhere, and the boat began to sink. "What do we do, Captain?" asked a worried crew member. "I have an idea," said Theseus. "We will have to use the lumber in our cargo to fix the ship." The crew quickly grabbed the lumber and a rowboat and got to work repairing the ship. In no time, they replaced the hull with the red lumber cargo, and everything was okay again. After sailing for a while, a crew member manning the sails started yelling and pointing at some high winds. This was not good. Suddenly, the high winds whipped the sails right off the mast and carried them into the sky. "What do we do now?" asked the crew. "We can't sail without sails." "I have an idea," said Theseus. The crew grabbed the red canvas from the cargo and worked together to return the cargo canvas into new sails. Even though the boat looked very different now, everything was okay again. After sailing for some time, the sky got dark and Theseus' ship came into some treacherous waters. The waves got bigger and bigger, slapping against the side of the ship. The waves got so big and strong that water poured on board and swept the steering wheel away to sea. "Captain, how will we steer to shore?" asked the crew. "I have an idea," said Theseus. Theseus grabbed the lid off one of the cargo barrels and carved a new steering wheel. While the crew fastened the new wheel, Theseus noticed his nameplate floating in the water. "The last piece of my ship. It's gone," he thought to himself silently. The crew pointed to land and celebrated, but Theseus was looking at the clouds, lost in his thoughts. All of the parts of his boat had been replaced exactly as they were, except his nameplate, which was lost at sea. Even though the cargo materials were all the same as he had used before, the boat felt different. Theseus wondered if the boat was still his after all those changes. Theseus and his crew safely pulled into the harbor, and the harbor master came to greet them. "Good day, Theseus. It looks like you had quite an adventure," said the harbor master. "We certainly did," Theseus replied. Theseus told the harbor master all about the mishaps during their journey. He explained that he had to use the cargo to save the ship, and how everything felt strange now. My, that explains how I found this in one of our fishing nets," said the harbor master, as he handed Theseus his ship's nameplate. "Thank you so very much for returning it to me," said Theseus gratefully. "This is the last piece of my original ship. Now I don't know if this is still my ship or a different one entirely." "You would be a fine captain for any ship, Theseus," said the harbor master with a smile. Now comforted by his friend, Theseus began to chart a new way back home with his crew. As they departed, Theseus looked at his nameplate in wonder. He was sad that the boat he'd built was gone, but now he had a whole new boat. What did that mean? Though his questions were mostly unanswered, Theseus decided that the new ship was still Theseus' ship, because it belonged to him and he was the captain, but that the first Theseus' ship was underwater in many pieces, and everything was okay again. Now we have some reflection questions. What do you think? Is the new ship still Theseus' ship? Or is it a different ship now? Is Theseus' ship the red one made of the cargo, or the one he built that is now underwater? How do you know which ship is his? At what point did the ship stop being original? The hull, the sails, the wheel? Is identity based on looks, materials, purpose, time? Or is it all parts of the whole picture? Can you think of a time that you had to weather a storm, but everything was okay afterwards? Did you have a crew help you? Have you ever gone through a change and wondered if you were still you? How did you know? Tell me what you think. Wasn't that a nice story? I love being an author. I decided to start writing books because I love stories and learning and children and having all kinds of fun. So I'm glad that I can do it with you. Thanks for coming to read with me today. If you'd like to see any of my other books, you can see my other videos on YouTube, or you can buy my books yourself on Amazon or Chapters. Thanks for visiting me. I'll see you again soon.